Welcome to Poppy's Poetry Corner. We finally made it to the time where rhythm and blues meets poetry and rhyme. Yep, we on the corner where it's safe to fire up your marijuana. But this room about to get hot as the summer, so you might need something chill like a glass of wine. Water does me just fine. Whatever relaxes your mind and help you recline after what might have been a hump day at work. Put yourself first. Where here nothing has to be rehearsed. Let me put it in reverse. The corner we back to is brought to you by Faith and Hustle. So it's some big hitters in this room, and it's okay to flex your muscle. Because we locked and loaded and heavily potent. Nothing corroded about our brain waves. Going back in the days where you could simply walk to the corner to find your muse. Or peep out the latest groove. We about to let the energy fill the room so it might get a little wet. Or fill you up till you get so high. Because around here, we get praise when your stuff is fire. So let us begin. Welcome to the corner, my friends.
He wasn't violent, but he loved me with his hands. Reached for my spirit and pulled back my soul, silenced my demons with just one look. It was never about what he took, but what he gave. His words always backed by action, never leaving me to wonder or question his motives, thoughts, or intentions, 100% deliberate about his plans for me. We had peeked into my past, danced into the present, and mapped out the future. So he was well aware of my flaws, my scars, the things that made me weak, not so that he could recreate my traumas, but so that he could massage them out of memory, show me what unconditional love could really be. He wasn't violent, but he was a fighter. Unwilling to let anything jeopardize what we were building, and I provided serenity. Peace, my divine and feminine energy, lay hands in his scalp like palms covered in seeded oil. I covered and protected him. Be the beginning and end of his day, shoo his stresses away, made sure he had something soft and warm to hold. Kisses like the prayers I got on my knees for. Daily, never skipped, always greeted him with admiration, like lip to lip. God, please cover him, be his protection. Get him home to me safely, guard his mental and shield his heart from the cruelty of this world. Keep his love pure so that when he reaches for me, all that I can feel is all that he is. Love.
You ever felt the warmth from a smile? Where her smile was like the sun on scorch. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she was sweating me. Like sweater on back in June. Baby girl eyes was turning up the heat. See me summer baby, so me pretty ugly with swag, so I can handle a little pressure. My heat been hot, ready to slide on shit like hot butter on pan. No Peter, but I pipe her. My insight is telling me that's exactly what she wants, so I approach. Concrete as I stroll down the slab, seeing if I can slide on in. Hey, Miss Lady. See, that smile was inviting me right in between her legs. You got anything in your life other than yourself that ends with man? And don't get me wrong, I could never be that for you. I just hate to mess up a happy home. See, the heat from her smile intensifies, showing two of the deepest dimples still staring me down while biting her bottom lip. I know she's sweating me. Like hot lava oozing down volcano. She wants to erupt, wants to get slick, wants some of this big. My energy be magnifying. Her eyes seem to be turning up, burning a hole through my soul like she knew me, or maybe she can tell that I got good stick that she can go bewitch. Conversations going on in my head, but we'll probably have them later. See, finally she gave me a response. What you see is what you get. Well, I definitely like what I see, so how soon can I get it? See, she went to laughing crazy, thinking I'm all funny and shit. I had to remind her that there's truth behind every joke. I wasn't playing. She's radiating lust. How could something feel so good no matter the heat? Hope I don't get burned. See, never losing eye contact as we exchange phones, setting our own contacts. When I finished, she just walked away. Grabbing her hand, hey, baby, hold up. You didn't even tell me your name. She said, when you look in your phone, you'll know. I was like, damn, my phone is a hoe. And that's my piece, y'all.
Starlight sister, take your aim. Sting of forebears name by name, as 7 sacred generations pray, revere the past, but live today. Move your hips like Salome under midnight lamps that bathe your boogie in holy light and dance like fires that flicker in secret victories. Claim the moment's hunger. Top down, throttle hum, naked to the night as we watch the cities fall. No more the vigil. Now comes the cruel charade when beauty fades, but wisdom comes to call. For you are a tempest, born like the moon, circling restless in cycles of magnetic blood and pure apprehension of mind, a vision of voices that wounds cannot bind and omens that leaves cannot trace. You hold me in a different space. You hold me in a cave of bone behind your eyes. You keep me locked and far away from the business of the sea where the tide secks the beach with purpose and energy. You hold me apart from the bell tower and the chapel of your fears, for I do not kneel to the nightmare parade, nor do I yield to the tyrant's campaign of ruin. But I do conspire with you. I lock into your view. I take an oath to a nation of two where we nurture rebellion and spite the possessors of chains. We are resistors in the infinite war, for they are the crazy and we are the sane. They are the colonizers, we are the planes. They erect Auschwitz and shackle our souls to the trains. So we stake our claim with karmic flame to write upon the stars our name. I pledge allegiance to your grace. You hold me in a different place. Peace.
I'd rather have a conversation with your soul before I do with your mind. Because, see, the mind likes to play games, and I don't want to play games with you. So open up your heart and let me through. I identify with you. The you that's wrapped in godness, the you that's abundant without trying, the you that's alive after dying, yes. May I have a conversation with you? Vulnerability. I used to be addicted. My greatest addiction was donating myself to other people's pockets instead of my own, monetizing love and energy, sacrificing my peace for your happiness, donating myself, placing coins into your account. And no, I don't count nor regret the amount of transactions I made in your direction. I'm taking accountability, not allowing myself to also receive any of the blessings. And no, I take note of my love, became my own self-medicated Cupid. I stupid myself to receive the purest forms of love and charity. This is to myself as clarity with no regret when placing coins in your check, but also respecting my needs without neglect. Respect yourself. It's okay to reject helping when you got to help yourself, because being selfish is being selfless when you're planting yourself. So what are you planting of yourself? And have you really been planting yourself, or have you been planting what others thought of you? Are you being yourself? Don't sacrifice yourself. Peace.
We speak in like tongues of lives unmanageable, in tenant bubbles dubbed anonymous. 40 contacts in my phone with the same last name. Off the beaten path, Park Ave to park benches, halfway houses surrounded by white fences, cashed wellness checks afforded by white privilege, a slap on slit wrists for all my capital offenses. On borrowed time, my shorthand clicks faster. My sex sells for 6 cents to slick bastards. Peddled sins pawn off to one-note stanzas. Pick a line, phone the next morning. I won't answer. Samantha, my anthem. I remember every second. When we met, I was a wreck and regretful and hardly sober, but so were you. Over Mario Kart and cigarettes, we exchanged sympathies. My first friend in recovery. Company loves misery. 3 months, 2 relapses, and 1 fateful 4 a.m. FaceTime after our love died of unnatural causes. I mourned you. The morning you painted those hotel room sheets reeking of cheap perfume and hard liquor. What's sicker is I was too high to talk to the police. What a relief that I was staying at my parents'. Apparently, they cared more about my manic temperament than the temperature of your room and whether your blood might or might not clot. I felt my heart rate stop when the call dropped and the goddamn pigs couldn't pinpoint your location. What motivation had you in calling me, if not to halt you? I don't fault you or view you as a cancer for using me as a lifeline, but you should know I can't serve as your savior. Still unable to shake the guilt I feel so viscerally, it labels me criminal. I surrender to serenity, exhale my iniquities, and gently close my eyelids. Focus on my breathing, because I'm terrified of silence. My speed dial has 1 number fewer now. I still play Mario Kart. I no longer smoke cigarettes. Peace.
Sometimes I bear the weight of 1,000 futures in one morning, or simply the weights of my sons on my chest. I get up and get ready to meet the sun halfway to become half its shine whenever it's ready to dull. I know my black past had nothing but whips and chains, ghettos and urban fangs, but all that black repression built resiliency in my genes. Cajuns, tigers built on instinct to survive. I remember I repeatedly prayed to make it to the day until God began to answer back, and I became a symbol of hope, an inspiration of words for those who ask me, what is my favorite color? Orange. Orange plasmatic flames rise above all else, consuming as is the most beautiful sight above all else, to the dawning of the sun, to the rising of the morning, to the burning of all things burning. Orange will rise, camouflage in the wilderness, life depends on, to the deepest depths of darkness, accompanied by orange, and the tiger's true colors appear, and orange shows no fear. Juices flow when sunbathed bath near the equator's month. Only in warm weather can an orange tree grow. Orange seeds I spit, seeds instead of spilling, seeds that bleed my heart. Orange. And until the orange is recognized, I will keep wearing the brightly colored colors to the love song, sing notes to my favorite color. Orange to you, I dedicate this poem to. I'll admit, I'm just a little bit tiny, obsessed with it.
Ooh, that's my type of speed round, man. I love when they come through the corner and fire everybody ass up. Foul, foul, foul. It's a drive-by, bitch.
Man, new week, new strength. Poppy's Poetry Corner presents It's a Different World, where the pen speak truth and the vibe always hit different. Brought to you by the one and only Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. Add the .com to get you some. All natural, all glow, all you. The rewind this week. One word, reborn. A piece that reminded us of what it means to start fresh and stand tall, baby. And the spotlight was none other than Hattie B. Writing, voted by the best on the book. Yeah, I said it. So if you missed last week, make sure you tap in and show some love. If this your first time watching, make sure you subscribe so you know when we hitting live. Comment, share, and if it's your regular vibe, thank you for always tapping in. You are the corner, baby. So let's go, man. What you say, Shell? Hold up, I got you.
Oh yeah, y'all know we up like the sun. Season 3. What you thought? You thought we wasn't coming with great poets and books? No. Hold up. They got it all. Let's go.
He knows so shameless hosting.
Be on the corner too.
So you know that shit is tight. That corner's
Woo! My ears a bad mother sucker, and so is my team, y'all. Emerging from the streets of corporate life, Jackson Riley began writing poetry in 2022 as a form of survival. Now his style fuses classical lyricism with modern vulnerability. His subtrack is open journal, no gatekeeping, no paywalls, just truth. He puts it all out there, hey, flaws and all, in hopes of connecting through the raw honesty. So y'all know who it is, and if you don't, you about to find out tonight, baby. It's the one, the only Jackson Riley. What up, Jackson?
What up? That was wow. That was quite the introduction.
You, that's how we coming. You're a great individual. I wouldn't have it no other way. What you know? We come with all the energy. So what's the vibe though? So thank you for making your first appearance on the corner too. So y'all make sure y'all show plenty of love in them comments. I think everybody's making their first appearance tonight. So y'all better show them the P.P.C love in here, man. So let's get to a couple questions, Jackson. What made you choose to share it all, even the rough drafts of your life?
I think I really just hoped that I wasn't alone and that someone else who was going through similar things to me could hear my poetry and relate to it. I grew up queer in Oklahoma with bipolar disorder and OCD, and in many ways I felt completely alone. And I use my poetry, and I think it's the hope of every poet that their work is seen, but I really hope that it touches someone and makes them feel less alone.
Ooh, what you just explained, your work might have helped somebody else. While you were trying to get a connection to others, you might have been the source to bring somebody else out of something that they might have been going through. So that's absolutely amazing. How does your poetry reflect your personal evolution since 2022?
Yeah, my poetry has gone from kind of this romanticization of mental illness and suffering, like my believing that I had to be tortured to create art, the whole tortured artist trope, to coming around to I can tap into art in other ways, and there are other emotions outside of pain that avail great art. A big part of that for me is getting sober, getting medicated, and just tapping into something greater than myself.
Hey man, well, I'm proud of you. Sounds like you took the journey on full force, and it sounds like you came out on the other side, man. I told you sometimes you got to go through it to get to it, and sound like you getting to it. So I appreciate that. What's the first piece you giving us tonight?
First piece I'm giving us tonight is the most recent piece I've written. I'm calling it Nervosa.
Nervosa, yeah, y'all, if you on the corner every week, you already know what's up. But I tell you what, news, let's go.
I miss cigarettes, less the taste, more the scent. A reminder of hotels, precious time spent with an often absent father. No absinthe on my tongue when I murdered his only daughter. Metaphorically. Literally, I'm dead to her. As a little boy, I read to her. As an adult child, I've said to her terrible things. What mania brings to the center. A mostly venial sinner, perhaps, but a bastard nonetheless. How can I wrest satisfaction over actions I can't remember? Last December, I tried to end things. In Italy, a pretty place, it brought tears to my mother's eyes. Mother, guilt hits different sober. No hangover on which to rest my laurels. My traumas, insecurities, and past quarrels have bubbled to the surface. I heard this sermon about a month ago on self-pity. I used to fancy myself the victim. I've come to see where I'm the villain, no ceiling rocky enough to harbor me. As a kid, my dad wanted me to watch Rocky 3, and I didn't understand why boys couldn't play with Barbies. That's a different can of worms. What porcelain lord does this poem pretend to serve? I've learned I'm not a good person. I'm trying to be better. I'm not hiding my scarlet letter. It's just not my entire identity anymore. Still a prodigal whore. My girl, I mean, this girl whom I really like, probably love, kind of fucked. I wouldn't trust myself while putting her above even a pedestal. And undressing with my eyes, her agency. It's insane to me addressing my invariable place in the cystic resentments I've fostered. I'm caustic. At great cost, I'm finally working the big book. I'm not stuck on my steps. Last night, I wept deeply for the first time in a while. These days, I opt to vomit ink instead of bile. I carry myself with style now. I still suck in my stomach. My swim coach used to pinch all the fat on my body. His name was Kurt. I used to idolize Cobain. I used to weaponize my pain, but naming it is just another half measure. I endeavor to amend what I did in my bad weather. Whether they forgive me isn't my prerogative. I'm cleaning my side of the street. And if we meet on the road to happy destiny, know I've divested me of all the fear and self-loathing. God, as I understand her, is swaddling me in new clothing. At 25, the noose on my past life is closing, and I'm content. I won't drink to that.
Oh man, I see y'all trying to have me in my feels tonight.
Woo! That was a deep piece, man, and I enjoyed the fact that he said he was gonna be vulnerable, and he definitely showed that, man. And we appreciate when people come in the room and show all their sides. So let's keep this show rolling. Woo! Let's welcome a poet whose pen carries purpose. Mr. Orange Live, an award-winning spoken word artist, educator, and community leader. He is the executive director of Tell Your Truth, a program director of Poetry Out Loud. He's been honored nationally and statewide for using poetry as a tool for change. And his book, Orange Will Rise, is a poetic testament to resilience and growth. And tonight ain't no different. We got to another sucking cone of orange tonight as he about to come turn up and get live. Let's go, Mr. Orange Live himself. Yay! What up, King?
Hey, how's everything going? I'm blessed to be here. Thank you.
I'm loving the hat. I'm loving the hat. Loving the vibe over there. I see the orange popping. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So
You already know.
Let's get to a couple questions here. What inspires Orange Will Rise? And how did you know it was time to share your story?
Orange Will Rise is based on, it's my third book of poetry. My second book is A Touch of Orange. And they both came from a reminder actually to myself that orange will bring me out of some of the darkest things in my life. And I carry that with me everywhere I go. So when I go through some hard times, when I've been through those hard times, I'm reminded to be that light and not let it overtake me. And I carry that light everywhere I go. So yeah, that's to share my story. I have to go back a little bit further. I started writing when I was maybe about 15. Actually, before that, to improve my handwriting, and I was just writing just to write. Then I started writing to improve my writing because I went online and my poems were getting rated, and they wasn't getting rated high at first. So I had to study the craft and understand the art of poetry. And then I moved. I grew up in New York, and then I came to Rhode Island, and I didn't know anybody. So poetry became my own community in a way. And then I started growing through the poetry community. And with poetry, you have to sometimes get into a vulnerable place and share parts of yourself you don't normally share with people. So that's where I began to tell my story through my poetry. And this last book of poetry is poems I've performed all over the nation.
Yeah, I'm still. If you didn't look at the camera because I know you was in your vibe, but my mouth was wide open. You sent me one book. You got 3 books, King. How you only sent me one, and we got a whole 3? Tell the people where they can find this amazing work of yours. You got pictures of the covers. Like, we want to know. Give us the tea.
All right. So if you go to MrOrangeLive.com, you can get all the books. Barnes & Noble, the books are available. Amazon, you can find the books. My first book is called My Poem, My Riddle. My second book is called A Touch of Orange. Those 2 led me to get, in 2018, become Poet of the Year nationally. And then my third book I just released this year called Orange Will Rise.
Congratulations
That's the tea right there.
on all of that. And y'all make sure y'all tap in with the King and at least get 2 of the 3. You know what I'm saying? Hit him up and tell him you need a P.P.C. bundle deal. So he bundle all of them together, sign them, and send them to you. You know, hit him up personally. You know how I am about cutting out the middleman. So, you know, harass him. Get in this box. Never mind. How do you balance being an artist and an advocate in the same space?
That's a very difficult question because my art form normally inspires my advocacy. I am a big proponent of paying artists. I've been running, like you said, Tell Your Truth for a couple of years now, and I pay all my features. And as an artist, I understand that paying artists is important. And sometimes when you work with certain organizations or cities, artists don't understand that they're treated like vendors. And those vendors sometimes can be an artist or an organization or a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they're all treated the same, although we don't have the same income. And sometimes as artists, we can't wait for our check. We can't wait. And then so the advocacy comes from artists not being treated the way that we should be treated. Specifically also in the poetry realm and being paid. So a lot of my advocacy work is about the arts, making sure artists get paid on time, making sure that our copyright is great, and that we're not being cheated through, what is it called? Exposure, that's the word I want to say. Sometimes you'll get booked for a gig and they'll be like, oh, I'll pay you in exposure. And exposure, there's no quota on it. Like if you're exposed to 2 people or 2,000 people or 200,000 people, they don't have to explain to you who they're showing to, and therefore that's your payment. Versus, all right, well, give me my $50, give me my $500, give me what I'm worth, what I deem myself worth as an artist, and making sure artists get treated fairly and are not cheated. So that's where my advocacy work comes in at. In Providence specifically, I fought to change the laws, and I did.
Hey, that's amazing, man. You heard it, man. Pay us. He said, as an artist, we need to be paid when we come in the building. That's what I took away from that. I don't care what y'all took away. That's what I took. Nah. So, what's the first piece you get into? What's the first piece you're getting into tonight, King?
All right. This is actually a newer piece. It's called Black Art Part 2.
Black Art Part 2, and you know we love some new on P.P.C. So let's do it.
I stand before you as I am. I feasted on your memory for days. I nourish my soul with past conversations aching on full mental capacity. We remember like time travel, legs shaking, city vibrating to the waves of the ocean. Lights flickered in a darkened room as heaven shaking loose its most beautiful music as we ascended to the stars. Paint us black art. Bodies of color crashing against a midnight canvas where we are liberated, freed, shit if they see, judged. We found each other when our worlds were a bit more lost. We found refuge in the sweet, subtle violence that doesn't bite, but it hurts though. It scratches the surfaces of your mind back in time, leaving quantum scars as we entangle again and again, ladies. If he does not view your body as art, he cannot possibly understand your value. And men, if she determines your worth by how much you spend time on someone who understands your worth, but I am mortal. This combat be compact in this tiny chest, beating, heaving all I have out of me. But we are left wanting more. This space is listening. We be science, Big Bang. We be atheists, don't believe in us. We be blind, we be deaf. We be sick of you watching us if you judge us. Put this black art in your mouth and taste our explosion, because this art form is visceral. We be too much violence for you. We be too sensitive for your senses, so whether we fall down your face or rain down your throat, we be the climax you've been looking for. Because this right here is what strokes, pressed against your cerebellum, shivering down only the black keys of your piano spine, so you know what melanin feels like inside you when it doesn't give a fuck what you think. We stay stained in your hidden history for 400 years. You can't stomach the fact that we won't be bought. That we know our worth, that we are black art, bodies of color crashing against a midnight canvas where we are liberated, freed. Shit, if they see, judged.
What you looking in the mirror and saw me or something? Cause that piece was beautiful, miss. I meant beautiful, beautiful, man.
Yeah, that piece was absolutely amazing because we do make this black little sex thing. You know what I'm saying? It is art, baby. Believe that. With a pen sharpened by life, war, and wondering. Meet Ragged the Poet, a Marine turned seeker. He's traveled 63 countries and lived through 2 wars. His poetry speaks for the silence, the broken, the forgotten. He's a lover and a fighter, a philosopher with scars, and every line he writes carries weight, baby. So y'all know it's the one, the only Ragged the Poet, y'all. What up now?
Quite the introduction. I appreciate it. I'll do my best to live up to that.
Oh, you gonna live up to it. Come on, I done heard you in the clubhouse streets. It's been a minute since I heard them in there. Y'all know cafeteria, that's where we go eat and stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's up, big friend Cam? I see you in the house, baby. So let's get to a couple questions. What drives you to keep writing, even when the memories are so heavy?
I think because when I was writing since I was 11 or 12, I mean, I wrote a poem about elves or some shit when I was 12 or something. So I was writing already. I just didn't have anything to really write about. But and then I stopped for several years, a couple times, fits and starts. But then when I started having things to write about, it became an outlet. So it became I came back to it, and I wrote because I had to.
Yeah, I feel like as artists, I feel like it all is therapeutic. So it helps us get things out. So I appreciate that. Would you ever publish a full collection? And if you did, what would be the title of it?
I think I'll probably publish some books. I'm not sure of a full collection. Maybe I would put them all in at some point. Put them all in one collected work. But I don't know. I guess all poets think through the titles. I think the title I've rested on is Psalms of the Bullet Empire.
Ooh, Songs of the Bullet Empire, y'all. Yeah, that just got me wondering now, got me going and want to know what all he would put in there, but I'm not going to dive down the rabbit hole because we know I will do it to myself. So what's the first piece you're giving us tonight?
This piece is this is an interesting piece. It's called Smolder, and it's recently I've been in collaboration with a hip hop producer, which is not my normal. I do music, but not hip hop. not typically. And we have worked on a hip hop treatment of this piece. And I don't have the music tonight. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play it straight. But this piece has been given a sonic treatment by Mouthpiece from Word of Mouth, because y'all know him. So this piece is called Smolder.
Oh, Smolder, I love it. I love the fact that he's stepping on another side, y'all. Y'all heard the hip hop. He's trying something new, and he's working with one of the best Mouthpiece, y'all. If y'all don't know, y'all better tap in on the calf, and I'm out.
I am Belfast, simmer, smolder. I am fury, bide my time, brooding Cairo, ancient, older. I am riot, I am crime. I am what as Mexico, bleeding, pleading, let me go, but I never will. I hang the headless cartel victims from their feet after the kill. I'll set Manila on her heels, machete slicing through the streets. I'll burn with fever in Angola. I'm more ruthless than they told you. Watch as tragedy repeats. And when the human spirit cracks the sky and reaches for the sun, I am darkness. I await you. You and I are one. My name is Lamentation. I claim the butcher's bill. I am the rocks the righteous throw when scriptures say to kill. When terror feeds the buried gaze, the stoning outcast bleeds. I am the kisses that betray the falling dynasties. Who remembers Samarkand when Mongols tore her gates? Encircling crows and vultures were the harbingers of fate. I keep the reaper's tally high inside my perfect rage. Perfection is the perfect lie at the closing of the age. In the gangrene of your weeping sore and falsely promised lands, I am the scratching at the door and the spell of creeping sands. I dare the fool in darkened streets where walking tall takes guts. For in that place where we will meet, I am the edge that cuts. And when you rise to take a stand, I will see you. I will free you. I will be the reddish glow of ashes in your hand. Like the fading hue of dying roses, as the looming gray encloses, you will finally understand. Peace.
Boy, I feel you on that shit. That gave me chills. Ooh, wait. Hey.
Man, love that piece right there. Like, I love this product right here, y'all. Let's get to it before we bring out the queen.
Oh yeah, we got the natural way to scrub and make your body feel good. Yo, and we got the men's line. You know I be tapping in. Teas for your body and for your soul. Ooh, we in there. And ladies, we got the flavors you savor. Let's go. All natural, everything. Tap in.
Okay, man. Kayla Tion doesn't just write poetry. She is poetry. Dude, she hasn't published one book or dropped one album, y'all. That's intentional. For her, the poem is lived, breathed, imbibed. She says life is a continuous poem, and my words are just the abbreviation, meaning her words, guys. When you witness this, you witness her art in motion. Y'all, I got to see this for myself. We was at Apache, and when I tell y'all I was so starstruck, the way she worked the room, the way she had me in there ready to meditate, baby. She was like, breathe in. I was like, she was like, let it out. And I was like, whoo. And I loved every bit of it. So it's a joy and a blessing to have this queen right here come rock out on the corner. So let's go, man. Yeah. Let's do it. Now look, your sound went out on that little drive-by, girl. I was over here worried a little bit. I was like, was it me or is it her? Because we needed to hear everything you got to say. We need to hear it. So let's see. How you feeling?
Jeez, well, I hope y'all can hear me now. Can you hear me? Mic check.
You're a little scratchy. It's a little scratchy. But we're gonna see if we can make this thing ride on out a little bit.
Okay.
Let's get these questions going and see how well it's gonna
Let me
work.
switch it up.
Right. Because if the questions
Okay.
start coming up a little, messed up, then we know we're in trouble. But the poems are way too powerful for us not to hear every word of what you're saying. No cap. So, what would a future book or album from you feel like? And if and when would it come?
That's a beautiful question. Can you hear me now? Can y'all pretty much hear me? I hope so.
I can hear you. You're not moving, but that voice
That's a
still
beautiful
here. So
question.
I'm all right. So I'm with it because you had blinked out for a
Okay,
minute.
that's
But your
all.
voice
That's all
still
that
here.
matters.
That's it. Let's do it.
Okay, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But the title of it, you said, what was the question again? I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
So, what would a future book or album from you feel like? You know what I'm saying? And if and when it comes, yeah, now gonna add that part. What would be the title? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. So I don't know. I almost want to put the title for your interpretation. I feel like everybody perceives us differently. And so I would love for you to perceive me damn near similar to how you would perceive the Bible. Everybody looks and apply it and read it differently. Whatever you receive from it, you receive from it. And so
I told you,
yeah, but it would
it's
definitely
powerful,
feel
man.
like, yeah, I would love for it to take a question because intentionally, you know what I'm saying? But it would feel outside, like, and you probably were a little chilly in your house from the AC, and then as soon as you walked out, you felt the sun kind of grace your cheek a little bit, and it's like you feel like this melting sensation, kind of like. I would love for it to feel like that. I want it to feel like where you feel like yourself, not yourself that you are when you're around other people or you trying to convince other people, but more so yourself where when you're by yourself, how you feel by yourself, you're that when you hear it. So that's why I'm so intentional about it because I want it to be something that's of me, not unique to the world. I'm not trying to be unique or different, but more so where when you hear it, you're like, okay, that's Kayla Tion. Put it on so I can go ahead and melt into myself a little bit. So that's me. That's how it would feel. But the title of it would definitely probably be something just as classic as For Your Interpretation.
No, that's actually dope, and the explanation behind it explains a lot. I love everything that you said, mostly because when I feel like I want a hug from my mama, that's what I do. I take all this here off and I go stand in the sun and just let it beat down on me. The best hug I ever feel.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the closest I can get to her arms. So I understood the sentiment of everything you just said so perfectly, man. How has poetry shaped the way that you move through the world right now?
Who? Um. Hmm. To so to be a poet, right, is to kind of have this thing of you go throughout life with a sensory. And to be a poet, for me at least, it's about this vulnerability, this openness, this childlikeness about yourself. And I go throughout life like that. I have always gone throughout life like that. And so that's why I say poetry. People always ask me, well, you do poetry? And I'm like, poetry more so does me. You know what I'm saying? My life in itself is poetic. It's a story every day, every minute, every second. And so I live that way. I live very much so honestly with radical honesty. And so I try to do the same thing with my poetry. Sometimes I can't write the words. Sometimes the poem doesn't come. The poem is simply my life. It's simply a conversation. It's a hug. It's a heartache. It's a disappointment. You know what I mean? And so poetry has definitely been the captain, I would say, of my boat, honestly, because I have to poetry allows for you to romanticize some of the dark times. It allows for you to lighten it up a little bit. It allows for you to kind of feel like the superhero of your own journey, and that's exactly what we are. But poetry kind of allows for me to put it in better words at times, or make it make sense within my own dome, or make the dark shit or the monochrome shit colorful. You know what I mean? So
Hey man, I say
every
that.
day
Your
for me
perception.
is pretty much poetic.
Yeah, your perception.
Yeah,
You're able
for sure.
to change your perception and move it in the ways that you want it to look or shape. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that all the time. That's the
That
most
part.
important thing that we have is able to change stuff, how we
Mhm.
see stuff, if we want to. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I love that. What's the first piece you giving us tonight?
So I'm actually doing this piece. It's called "To Summer" from Cole. Yeah, I actually heard the little love, I mean not love letter, but it's like the song with Summer Walker and J. Cole that they did, Call Me When You
Oh
Need
yeah,
Some
yeah.
Love. And when I thought of that, I'm like, to summer, that's like to the warm from the coldness, you know. So that's what this piece will be about.
Ooh, I like that. Let me get up out of here, y'all, because boy, it be cold in the summertime too sometimes. Woo!
All right. Cold met summer and then we warm again. Lemonade over ice again. Poolside brunch beginnings. Big hats with shades on, I'm living. Honoring myself now, it is I who I've forgiven. Sandy feet, call me Feet Bob. I'm in the ocean swimming with Ocean. And this breath be my ecstasy. They got me floating with the leaves and trees like I'm on mushrooms. Cause God said, call me when you need some love. So I called then. Tell me why the voicemail was my voice. It was me I was calling. Thought I was falling, but I was only elevating into the ether of my dreams. So you see, when you think you falling with every step you take, know that with every loss is a gain you make. Your perspective determines your reality. See, through the thoughts of introspection, I learned that I was refraining from diving deep, enjoying the shore, but afraid of the ocean floor. I was Alice in the land, ain't want to wander in. A mind filled with thoughts and unforgiving moments, a heart closed from hardness just to protect this softness. But as a result, I became muted from all my emotions. But through those clouds of introspection, I came to the conclusion and recollection that we can either be guarded or allow ourselves to flourish as gardens. You are your own blessing. You just go through lessons to realize that you are what you're manifesting. Because even we can be our own pollution sometimes. Burning sage, but you can be what you're burning away. See, we've been made to demonize the dark because being around so much darkness will make you feel like a victim. But my loves, only stars can be seen in the darkness of the solar system. So, in moments of feeling like you're falling, or like you're tucked away in a pit, are the moments where your transformation is in creation. So, don't you forget that you are love, that you are light, that you are divine, that you are you. One love. Thank you.
Well, no, it ain't no fireman, but that shit was fire, man.
Hey man, I hope y'all listen to every word of what she said. And guess what? That thing didn't go out. Now time did it. It started to crinkle, but it didn't go out because you know why? Somebody needed to hear that. So I hope y'all tapped in on that message right there. Jackson, get it together. Let's go.
What's going on?
Yeah, man, we back at it. We back at it. Like, you know, I be messing with y'all. I can see y'all in the back over there and all that good stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I had to mess with you a little bit. I see you trying to straighten it up. You know what I mean? T, I see you in the house, man. I see everybody's in the house, and I'm loving the energy in the comments, man. P.P.C, y'all showing up for our new people. Yeah, I see you. Yep, that right there, that fire right there. Period. So, what's the second piece you giving us tonight?
Second piece, since I started with my newest piece, I thought I'd end with my last piece, or my
Hey,
first
man.
piece I ever wrote.
Right, I already knew what you was coming with. I knew
Yeah.
exactly how you was coming. He started with the new, and now he about to take you to the old. So you'll see where he came from, but you see where he went already. So let's get to it, man. I'm out.
Sometimes cigars are just cigars. Like Freud said, a boy turned man still sleeping in mom's bed. Sometimes I pine over the fact that I'm not dead. I'm well-read, educated, full of enough cred, abilities to command synthetic symmetry. It's humbling, the essential part of me nobody likes to see. When it rears its head, everyone is an enemy. They're filled with enmity. The animus is on a CD that looms on loop in the back of my brain electronically. In concrete, I'm paralyzed, and I know there's something wrong with the way I feel about everything. I plead it doesn't have to be, as blaring siren peal repeals my rationality. Can I hope for change? Is it fixable, this half of me? The play's the thing, and I always hate not knowing how to be. Look, York, I'm awake and beginning to see exactly how I smile and wave to hide misplaced anxiety. I shouldn't be around other people. I'm a flight risk, subtly climbing in their head and hiding there a benign cyst. It's devilish, I'm charming, but I'm also selfish. If I sell fish, I'm fishing my hand in the charity jar for $1.06. Why should they get it anyway when they don't pay rent? I've given enough to hospitals. At this point, it's ridiculous that I should break my back to piss away my hard-earned bucks to this. I have a sixth sense that says I shouldn't give my sixth cent to sick kids. My neurons fire across crisscross lattices. I follow up cogent thought with non sequitur tangents. It's uncanny how I link things and expect others to manage, or even fathom the fathoms deep hair holes of a mind manic. But here I go again. So why don't you all take a pass at stepping a beat inside my head as I step through the looking glass? I'm not a rapper. I'm a poet. A word adapter, a hapless addict rapping seamless syntax that doesn't tatter, but never sees the light of day. Follow the pitter-patter, sees the swirling seas in your mind comprised of idle chatter. I seldom canter, I air pedantic. I'm after a calling beyond a spot in the echo chambers of mindless chowder. I right away cut to the lean soul and write rhymes fatter than mad lads leaping high off of tall ladders, their ankles shattered. But all this style with no substance has no heart, no candor. It's by and large just the same. Empty drivel passing for witty banter. If I could dribble just a moment on this tangent matter, rhyming for the sake of style proves no easy endeavor, but only with the touch of a deft hand, light as a feather, may it come together all at the very end, and for that be better. But even the best distractions must retire. When the thrill is gone, life returns with a tire iron. I'm convinced that in a past go, I must have played with fire and stoked the ire of a being higher than I after inhaling a rail of barbed wire. The bump leaves me elated. Glory sings the choir. It has its eyes on me, but I'm so goddamn tired. My vision narrows, and I cannot seem to sire a plan to emerge victorious from the quagmire. What can I say? Self-armistice is hard for me. In my cardboard packaging, grace came hardly. I was dropped a hot shot on the stoop of a house party where I graced a happy home, a most unfortunate adoptee. What's the point of getting good things given heartily when for no inchoate part of me my success is what it wants to see? I've lost morale before, but these wounds bleed mortally. I'm morally opposed to not stopping the problem, but the problem's me. Hello, how are you? I'm pleased to meet you so cordially. You can call me Icarus. Please avail yourself of my canopy. From my perch, I view the earth with utter apathy. Colors and shapes I can't relate to threaten my sanity. I'm not really a part of your world, only barely. Insofar as my being here, bereft of any sincerity, can seriously be considered more than anomaly and verily. Is he a waste of imparity, he who cares nothing for his posterity? I've given myself too many reasons for new austerity. Bipolarity pollutes my life with severity, barbarities of endless temerity and asperity. Hospice will provide me no care. I mean, this is verity. If this is really it for me, there is no angularity. I understand the decision, stemming my cellularity. And if things do go that way, for my loved ones, I'll tender clarity in the form of 4 more pseudo-sonnets offered voluntarily.
Oh, what the young folks say? Say less. That's what you need to do, because that poem said it all.
Woo, yeah, he definitely got out everything he needed to get out in that piece, man. He said that was the first piece he wrote. My piece was not that intricate. I can tell you that, man. He had some words in that thing right there. I was a little more simple. Let's go, Mr. Orange Live. Yeah. So what's the second piece you're getting into tonight?
It's from my book, Orange Will Rise. It's called Youth.
Youth, let's get to it.
All right, in this poem, I want you guys to, the audience, to go back in time to when you needed who you are right now the most. And I want you to take 5 seconds to have a conversation with your younger self. Close your eyes and take those 5 seconds and have that conversation and give yourself all the things that you don't have or that you needed that you didn't give yourself then. And as I go through this poem, I want you to continue that conversation. I was young, unique, troubled, hard-headed. To the young me who spent so much time living in the future, it often felt like the presence was stifling. Like being born 100 years too early or being born in the wrong century, you often felt alone and misunderstood. In a room full of people, words felt pointless. It was better to be a ninja with a sword tongue than a student who wouldn't be heard anyway. In a whitewashed world, handpicked between twin cities, between the Holocaust survivor stories and the lack of knowing your own history, you often felt like your knowledge was shackled on auction blocks and placed forbidding to the highest state test. Am I a reflection of my parents' best decisions or a byproduct of their worst mistakes? Yet, ironically, it's something I had nothing to do with. Soon you will be a father whose father was less, a poet whose pen shaped laws, and a human under the moonlight of your own darkness whose kindness eclipses it all. If I could go back in time and meet you, I'd hold you knowing you don't like to be touched. I'd pray with you in the most selfish way possible to build your confidence and destroy your ego. I'd cry with you in a safe space because you never had one. I'd apologize to those on behalf of you who have done you wrong because you may never receive it. I'd look you in your eyes and show you a glimpse of your future and say they have the same. I tell you it's going to be all right. That orange meets black excellence, even though at this time your favorite color is sky blue. I'd get down on my hands and knees and I'd wash your feet in servitude to show you how to love yourself. Because at this time you didn't believe you deserved it. I tell you I love you because that's what you need to hear. It's what you need to know. You deserve to smile. No longer internalizing silence, I wait an eternity until you say, I love you too. Finally, I'd embrace you so long, you meld into me, reflected before myself, as I am, healing, but thankful.
Man, I hope your ass ain't broke, cause that was a stack. Okay, well, maybe it was 100. Okay, well, you kept it a buck, man.
He definitely kept it a buck, because there's a plenty of us that haven't had that conversation with our younger selves that need to sit us down and have that little talk, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. Reggae, come out and play. yeah, clean. Come on, you better know the movie. So what's the second piece you giving us tonight?
When my first combat deployment, my commander had been a Vietnam veteran when he was a young private. And he told us that surviving combat is about having ghosts. And this piece is called Knowing Ghosts.
Ooh, this is about to get deep. Let's go.
Dress it right and cover down. 40 inches all around. Dress it right and cover down. Pick 'em up and put 'em down. Pick 'em up and put 'em down. 6 feet in the ground. Survivors know of ghosts. Old soldiers walk in shadows, burdened by the echo of vibrant souls extinguished too soon. Survivors know of ghosts. The voices come back. Brothers and sisters in arms, the crackling radio chatter comes alive in uneasy dreams, and nights rumble with distant cannons, while images flood in on spectral frequencies. Bodies torn by distant decree, gasping in fear and soundless rage, corpses bagged and numbered and staged. A gray formation marking time. Mark time! March! Hear them count off as they depart, friendly lines. 2 by 2 they go. 3 by 3 they go. 4 by 4 they go. As they silently march in the final parade, until memories fade and light turns to shade. Route step! March! Survivors know of ghosts, for they accompany the living. In the tortured hours, some come as accusers to condemn the ones who failed them to a gray half-life of breathing regret. As years march forward and the living world turns, memories burn and survivors are chained to the past. Survivors know of ghosts. On sunny days of clear skies, when children sing and play in warm winds, they whisper in the old soldier's ear, "We are here." Survivors know of ghosts. Pick 'em up and put 'em down, 6 feet in the ground. Peace.
That was so heartfelt. I felt it beating out my chest. Oh.
You too, Shim, especially when he started singing. He was like, pick him. I was like, attention. That thing caught all of my attention, y'all. I love that piece, Ragged. That was a 10, man. Let's go ahead and break us into one more commercial break before we bring Kayla up here to close us all the way out, man. Y'all know the corner's still open. Did y'all know aisle 7 is open right now? For you to order all your healthcare needs. I'm talking about teas. I'm talking about scrubs. I'm talking about be the bomb. Blow up with the glow up. Y'all see me? No oil, no nothing. I'm just shining. Oh, commercial. Let me get to the commercial. Here y'all go. Yeah, boy. Aisle 7 at the corner store is now open. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with Coastal Sunflower body scrubs, baby. But believe we got more than that. We got that poppy seed just dropped. We got that purple haze, and you know it's that fire. We got bombs. We got teas. We got the flavor you savor, all natural everything. So make sure that y'all tap in. Don't forget at the.com to get you some. Kayla, let's go ahead and close this wonderful show out, man. It's been one. I've been enjoying this vibe tonight. So, how you closing us out tonight, Queen? You gotta unmute first. If my stuff was right, I would play my shim to tell you to unmute. Oh, there you go. Unmute.
Okay, we good. We good. I unmuted it. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
We gonna close this out. Oh, okay. We good.
We good.
We gonna close us out on a love note. We're gonna do a breath and we're gonna do a love note. Now, this poem initially, just to give a briefing, because I want to. This is important. When I wrote this, I always thought, if I was to have somebody in my life who came in my life who I really, really loved and adored, what would the conversation kind of like be like? And I wanted the poem to kind of express that. However, now where I am in my life, I read it back and it's kind of like a poem to myself. This poem is called Our Narrative. Love doesn't always have to be tainted. It can be beautiful. It can be simple, and it can be organic. And so we're leaving out on that note. But first, we're going to breathe.
Oh, let's get it on. Let me get off of the screen before we do it, because y'all know in the background getting it in, y'all. I love it. Let's go. Let's end this thing off the right way. Let's breathe.
So I would love for everybody to take a moment to close your eyes if you feel called to do so. If you want to look at me, that's also fine. So we're going to close our eyes and we're going to inhale. And I'm going to tell you to hold it. Then we're going to exhale. I'll tell you when to exhale, okay? Let's inhale. Hold it. Hold it. Exhale. Say, ah. One more time. Inhale. Hold it. Say, ooh, ooh. Shake it a little bit. I like the way your eyes hold me near you. I love how I can feel you even when I'm not with you. I know God is within you. See, we be reflections grounded in patience and virtue. The music in your mind is my favorite tune. I used to hear the same melody in my head before we met, so I guess this frequency was frequent for a reason. I'm not gonna lie though. I was the girl tainted by the notion that women only date men like their fathers, so I never thought that love could take me much farther. Thinking of love only hurt. See, I'd become so comfortable with the rhythm of my deadbeat, so when I met you, I figured your sound would only repeat the same tune. So excuse me if I offended you at first, because that's what I was used to. Intuition fed with superstition, excuse my intentions. I was just used to dismissing. Angry with my father and no, there's no excuse. Just explaining my advocacy of old prophecies of why niggas weren't shit to me. Mindset evolved now, and so for me, I know that those men weren't meant. Learn to have compassion for my father because all humans have to evolve through and from their own shit. So I evolved my perspective, focused on healing this mind. Finding myself has been my incline. Finding inner peace led us to one another. So purposely, I can talk to you about the cosmos and divinity and sit with you in silence because there's always joy in our quiet. The essence of us fills me up. There's never room to complain. This love being expressed may make me look insane, but I feel safe to love you and free to be. And when you align with someone so deeply, you don't want to contain it. Some may think this is boasting, but I want black love to be resparked, and if it must be by our flame, I won't refrain from sharing it. We make geometry make sense, like how two pieces just click so perfectly. Awakening inner peace within ourselves led us to one another so purposely. So this love is how we thank the universe for living. Love so pure, we feed the sun back pure fucking energy. For our next lives, I hope to keep these memories. Because if we could evolve with one another again, if I could be with P.P.C. again, I'd do it. I'll do it to the end of infinity. Inhale with me one more time. Let it out, say, ah.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Yeah.
Yo, man, tonight has been beautiful. That piece was freaking beautiful. And yeah, I was laid on the dial because I was like, still, you heard me. Y'all already know, man. Wake up with gratitude so it shows in your attitude so you can reach those major altitudes. And guess what, y'all? We out. Ooh, tonight was the night.
Yeah, man, so we made it to the end of another tremendously dope show. Y'all already know Key-notez gonna be thanking y'all tomorrow with her little foo-foo praise dance. Y'all know that's what she praised everybody for tapping on in. You know I go to church too. Like, hey, man, we made it through another show, man, and I like to thank my damn self for being the host with the most, the mother sucker that I am. Yeah, you heard it. I was a bad mother sucker, and I'm out. Let's go.